Welcome to Real World AIP. In my last video I showed you my grocery haul, and in this video I'm going to show you what exactly I do with all those groceries. I bought them yesterday, and now today I'm going to do all the basic prepping that I have to do so they don't go bad. Let's get started. Because I'm doing this after work, I'm starving, so I'm also going to make like a quick stir fry and a salad as I go along, but I haven't touched any of this stuff in the fridge since I did the grocery haul. So first things first, I'm going to take this beef from Whole Foods. I bought a pound. I'm going to portion it out into 4-ounce servings. I'm just going to cut this up into the size pieces I would want for a stir fry. And now that I've cut it all up, I'm just going to weigh it in portions. By the way, the time is exactly midnight, so I'm going to time this little meal prep and tell you exactly how long it took. I probably put in maybe 5 minutes of work so far, not even, so we'll start the clock at midnight. I don't do this so much because I'm on some kind of, calorie restriction plan. I just like to stretch my protein as much as possible, and 4 ounces twice a day is plenty. So I eat more than I need and spend more money than I need to, and do more meal prep than I need to. Now this last portion that I'm gonna have for dinner is only 3 ounces, but I'll just make it up. I'll make up that other ounce with some oysters. So I stuck all those other little bags of 4-ounce portions in the freezer, and now whenever I think I'm going to want to stir fry, I'll just pull one out. It's my Swiss chard I had bought, and I did actually chop up some only because I wanted to do an experiment for one of my subscribers to see how much 1 cup of green leafy vegetables weighs. So that's the only meal prep I did from what I bought, and that's why. It's organic, so I'm not going to rinse it unless it's really dirty. This has no sand. They pre-rinsed it. I don't have to rinse it. Perfect. Less work. These can go in stir fries, or they can get thrown onto my lunch before I bake it. I'm going to reserve a little bit for my stir fry. Right into the fridge. Next up, so now I want to just take all the baby lettuce mix that I bought and just put it into these boxes too. 2 bags of spring mix. So probably gonna only fit like a bag and a half. You don't want to pack it in too dense or it'll get slimy. It needs a little air and room to breathe. So the other half of the bag I'm just gonna leave in the fridge like this, and I'll eat it tomorrow and it'll be fine. The romaine hearts I'm gonna wrap in paper towels and put back in this bag. Except for 1 head of lettuce I'm actually gonna put into my stir fry. I love stir fried romaine hearts. These will be good for like 10 days like this. The romaine isn't just for me. I'm going to put most of this into my stir fry, but I'm going to take 2 stalks. Because I have 2 special friends that love lettuce. You want some? Reese, you want some too? Here, get the lettuce. We all love our veggies. Cute little wagging tails. Okay, let's get back to my meal prep. And the rest of that romaine I'm going to chop up for my stir fry. Now for the bok choy. Same deal. If your lettuce is a little bit moist, it goes bad faster. It gets slimy faster. So if I don't have to rinse this and do the whole salad spinning trick, that would be great. But I also, I don't want to make a beautiful stir fry full of sand. I always pull some of these off, and you check right here. That's where the sand hides. Oh, there's some dirt. All right, I gotta rinse these. I'm gonna chop my bok choy. Sometimes I chop off the hard end pieces just for stir fries and do the leaves on my lunch. I'm just gonna chop them all up together. All chopped up, but now we gotta remove the moisture so that they last for a week. Helpful tip, don't pack your salad spinner too full. You'll never get the water out of the lettuce. It's better to do 2 or 3 rounds. Last but not least is my ravi. Now my green leafy vegetables are my meal prep priority. Because it's after midnight, I'm not going to get around to doing everything that I wanted to do in that fridge. I'm not going to roast the Brussels sprouts because they'll be fine. I can do that in 2 or 3 days. But you gotta prioritize your green leafies or they're going to go bad on you. And now the way I have them all set up, I'll get a week out of them. So broccoli rabe's next. I love this brand of organic. They sell non-organic too. Make sure you get the organic. But this Andy Boy organic, I've had very good luck with not having to rinse. Seems they've done a good job of rinsing it, that I don't get any gritty, sandy, anything. I can just eat it like this, which makes my life easy. By the way, if I had time, I would separate the leafy greens from the stems. These stems are so good, oven roasted, like I did in the beet stem video. Same deal, so good. But because I use these to bake on my lunch or put in a stir fry, I can just chop them all up and use it all equally, because it'll save me a little time. Robbie! I bought this beautiful bag of oysters yesterday. They can live for a day or two, but the sooner the better you make them. I'm not going to wait any longer. Plus I want to have a couple with my dinner, so I'm gonna steam some oysters and make oyster cubes. Maximum's here. Now, in case you're wondering, I have this salmon out on the counter because I just pulled it from the freezer. I'm gonna let it sit out for just like 1 hour, just until I can cut through it with a knife, but it's still frozen. And I'm gonna portion it out into 4-ounce pieces. I stopped pre-cooking my salmon in the parchment paper just to save an extra step. It is good that way. But now I just freeze the 4-ounce portions and I bake my lunch for 15 minutes just with the salmon raw. When it comes out, it's perfect. So why twice cook it? While these are steaming, I need to make my salad, or something. I'm starving. I used up the rest of my red onion while I was building my salad, so I'm just going to chop an onion. I just want you to see everything that I do in my little meal prep session, so it doesn't seem like I got nothing done and I was in here for 2 hours. So I don't like these jars to be empty. When I empty it out, I fill it back up. I'm also going to chop up some celery and carrots for the stir fry I'm going to make. And I just realized I only have 1 sweet potato left. I don't feel like making more sweet potatoes. I had made a bunch of them the other day and I didn't want them to go bad, get slimy or anything. So there we go. There's 35 carbs each of purple sweet potatoes. That'll last me. And now I don't have to make any sweet potatoes right now because I don't feel like it. So my oysters are all cooked up. I'm just shucking them, putting them all in a bowl, getting ready to put them in the ice cube trays to make the, not clam cubes this time, but oyster cubes. I'm going to reserve some of this juice for my stir fry. It's going to give it a beautiful, like, just flavor. It's kind of the reason they put, you know, fish sauce in Asian cooking, and then the rest will just kind of drizzle on. Alright, I'm just going to make a quick stir fry because I still haven't eaten. I want to prep all my green leafy vegetables and all. Kitchen sink stir fry. For the record, I do own a spatula, but I hate using it because it takes up so much room in the sink. It's harder to clean. It's got all these. This is really easy to clean. I don't have a dishwasher. I take everything into consideration, and that is why I don't use a spatula. The time is now 1:35 a.m. but I haven't just been doing meal prep. I made myself a salad, which I ate while I was chopping stuff, and now I have my kitchen sink stir fry. I have a video on how I actually make this stir fry. I'll link to that. And the only thing I have left to do is portion out my salmon, but I'm going to take a little break to eat, so I'm going to stop the clock. I'll be back to finish that salmon. I never actually sat down and ate. I kept working while I was eating. So I made a little salad in a bag for tomorrow night. I prepped my breakfast. Instead of the sugary dates, I take my batata bars and I cut them into little squares. They're so cute. And they're good. I love the texture of these. I like them cold. And then I just put a little macadamia oil on there. Well, or that's a re-intro. Or, you know, you could do like coconut oil or something. And then salt. That's going to be breakfast. And the salmon. Salmon is definitely ready to cut. It's still frozen, but I feel it like I can get it out of the bag. So that's the perfect state I want my salmon to be in when I portion it out. And now I have salmon for the next 9 days. I just pull one out of the freezer the night before, 20 minutes or 15 minutes before I'm going to have my lunch. I pop it in there with some vegetables. The vegetables are all prepped, everything's prepped. Pull some stuff out of there, throw it in the toaster oven. At dinner time, it's as simple as grabbing some cooked meat out of the fridge or some stir-fried beef that I have portioned. All the veggies are ready to go. That's it. I don't have to be in the kitchen at all now for like, I don't know, I could go a whole week. It's 2 a.m. on the dot. In 2 hours, I portioned out all my beef. I rinsed, chopped, spun, bok choy. I boxed all my lettuce. I chopped my rabi, my chard. I boxed those up with the paper towels. I chopped carrots and celery and onions for the week. I made 2 dozen oysters. I froze them in cubes. Pulled some sweet potatoes out of the freezer for the next few days so I didn't have to make any. I made a giant salad with like 6 or 7 things in it, and then I made a giant stir fry with a bunch of veggies, so that took a little time. I did all the dishes too. Then I portioned out all my salmon for the week. And I took a couple minute break where I made a salad in a bag for tomorrow night's dinner, and I cut up my little breakfast bites and put a little oil on them and salt. That's it. That was a very productive meal prep session. I'm really happy with it. Next time, all I'm gonna really have to do with that stuff that I bought is just like roast the Brussels sprouts and do something with the caviar. If I don't feel like making the caviar salad dressing, I'm gonna portion it in ice cube trays and put them in the freezer. And then I can pull out a little caviar ice cube anytime I wanna whiz up a salad dressing. And then I'll probably make some sweet potatoes in the Instant Pot. Or like I can probably dig around in the freezer, and I have like so much mashed taro and batata bars that I don't even really have to do that. So that's that. That's what I did with the grocery haul. One thing, I know in my meal prep video, I was like, okay, on Sundays I do freezer prep, and on Thursdays I do fridge prep, but it doesn't always follow that same pattern. I just do what needs to be done. I look in there and I do what needs to be done, depending on my energy level, how much time I have, what I bought at the grocery store. It all varies. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please subscribe because I put out new videos every Thursday, sometimes bonuses on Sunday, and I hope to see you soon, and until then, be healthy.